Canadians who serve our country sacrifice so much for our freedom, and for some, the fight continues even after they've returned home. Data from Statistics Canada's 2022 Canadian Veteran Health Survey shows anxiety and mood disorders are much more common among veterans than the general population, with 1 in 5 veterans experiencing suicidal ideations in their lifetimes. But there is hope and help available, and Cameron Bennett, a 20-year veteran of the Canadian Forces, is proof of just that. And he joins me in studio to share his story. Bennett, thank you so much for being with us, and thank you so much for your service to our country off the top.
Well, thank you.
Well, let's talk about that. 20 years, how did the whole career begin, and what were some of the highlights?
Well, it was definitely some ups and downs, and there definitely were some highlights and some low points. But always as a kid, I wanted to join the military. I think my grandfather fighting in the war, fighting in Dieppe, getting captured there, his stories, they always inspired me. I thought that was true resilience and pride and strength. So I joined the military when I was 18 at the Fort Garry Horse in the reserves. Only reason I joined that was because they told me it would get me into the Reg Force faster.
Yeah.
But it took me a little bit longer, and then I ended up joining the PPCLI, went through battle school, and then Afghanistan happened.
Wow.
And a couple tours there, 1 tour to Bosnia. Fun ended there, and I switched over to the Air Force after they didn't need as many infanteers. After that, I fixed planes for a while, and definitely enjoyed that a lot, but then got out at 2018 once they realized I was a little bit injured, I guess, in some ways, in a lot of ways, and had to start a whole new life.
Well, Cameron, on that, re-entering civilian life after 20 years, what was that experience like? I
found it extremely difficult because, especially with dealing with combat arms and then joining the Army and doing that stuff, the lifestyle is extremely different. Normal conversations for soldiers that have been overseas aren't normal in civilian life. So it was very hard trying to reconnect and find groups of people. So I guess that's one of the hardest things I had to do, is realizing that I was broken, I guess, in some ways, and trying to rebuild myself.
You've had a real watershed moment, though, in this whole process, and it involved your dog, so tell me a little bit about that.
Oh, yes, Bishop. Bishop, he's recently passed this last winter.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. It happened. He had 9 great years with me, and he had to walk every day. He always had everything he wanted. But he showed me who I was. I always thought I was a bad person, especially after I released, thinking I was just told I can't do the only thing that I've known to do. So he was the one that actually jumped up on me one day when I was going through an episode. Couldn't figure out where I was, what I was doing, and was really hating myself. And he jumped up on me and started licking my face. His nails were digging into my chest as he was pulling me actually down, because he was just still licking my face. And I guess for that split second there, I got a moment of happiness of realizing he was just looking at me of who I was, not what other people look at. So that kind of turned me around a little bit more.
You've been on a path to kind of reacclimate, if you will, and you're really passing this along to other veterans with your work with Forging Ahead. It's about blacksmithing, right? So tell me about what is this work that you do, and how is it helpful to veterans?
Well, why I think it's helpful for me is it's got that bit of that, I guess you could say, old school masculine look. So soldiers, when they come out of the military, they don't want to think they're doing little talking circles, because they're always taught that emotions and feelings are weakness. So this way you're doing a little bit of more physical stuff. I mean, you're banging metal and iron and moving, smashing metal. So I mean, it's kind of that adrenaline thing there you get going. So guys don't have a problem with doing that stuff. And it gets people talking more, but it also releases your energy. It also allows you to focus more. Instead of like fighting where your adrenaline's going and you have your fight or flight instinct in you, you have the more positive sides. You get things like problem-solving skills learning, you get ideas of teamwork, you get communication. You're also learning to accept making mistakes, because if you don't know something, how many times people will come up and say, hey, how do you do this? They're learning that to accept a mistake or failure and realize that someone knows more and teach on. So it gets people talking more. And as well, I think it gives you that physical exertion at the same time. I always call it my zen.
Yeah, we all need it. Cameron, thank you so much for joining us. Wonderful work you're doing. And again, thank you so much for your service to our country.
Thank you.